Wow, wow, wow. I'm just driving through the mountains at the moment, and probably one of the scariest things of my life just happened. There was a great view of the lake, really nice village behind at the peak of the mountain, and I went to drive on what looked like a gravel kind of parking area to take some photos. And as I drove in, I basically realised it was thick clay, and I got stuck. My tyres were all about 30 or 40% into this clay. I jumped out, my feet were like sticking to the clay, and I was probably about 3 or 4 meters off the road and into it, and there was enough area to turn around, but it was all clay. So I desperately went around trying to pick up all these branches off the trees. I knew I kind of only really had one shot at this, so I was ripping these branches of trees everywhere. Sorry, nature. Cut my hand open. I'd been dripping blood everywhere. It was like horrific. My whole gear stick and that was just covered in blood. Basically made a little like curved pathway all out of these branches and back towards the road. Revved the shit out my engine and just dropped it into second gear, and basically made a lot of noise. And as I was heading back round and towards the road, I saw that the water got really, really deep, and like it was the size of a curb back onto the road. But I also realised if I stopped, I would get stuck again. So I just kept going and going and going, and I slammed into this curb. The whole front of the van like jumped into the air, kept flying forwards. The back just made this big slamming sound, and I went to pull over, but I couldn't pull over for ages. There was nowhere to pull over. My hand, meanwhile, was dripping all this blood everywhere. Eventually found this little dirt road that goes off, and I reversed into this dirt road, and I'm shaking like crazy, and I checked for damage, and fortunately everything seems to be alright. I don't think I hit anything like the LPG or the tanks that are mounted under the van. Inside the van was another story. Everything had come off the walls, like there was soil from the plants everywhere, and I kind of like sorted all that out, and I was still shaking, so I went to do a bit of meditation to calm myself down, and I sit there and I take a deep breath, and as I take this deep breath ready to calm, this car comes up behind me and starts like slamming. It's all like beep, beep, beep. I'm like, oh fuck. And that's been my morning today.